It's Christmas time, and that means Christmas cocktails, and I'm bringing you one direct from Japan. When I stayed in the northern island of Hokkaido, I stayed at a guest inn. The proprietor of this inn, a Mr. Shinji Takayama, he introduced me to this. He was a big fan of the limited edition Kit Kats, which tasted like Christmas cake. And he wanted to replicate that Christmas cake flavor, but in a cocktail, which is why we now have Maximum Brown.
I thought I could handle my brown.
The title, of course, coming from the fact that it utilizes only brown liquors for that maximum flavor. We have 7 here. And if you check the details down below, you'll see precise instructions on how to make this. But let's run through it, shall we? First up is Norwegian Akvavit. It tastes a little bit like rye bread, and it's an essential component which will tie the whole thing together. We only need 1 shot of each, so let's dive right in. Next up, we have Bols. It's Dutch. Now, if you haven't got Bols, maybe you could substitute it with bourbon, but try to get hold of all 7, because really, it's the distinctiveness of each of these brown liquors that really ties it all together.
It's Dutch.
Next up we have Calvados, which is made from apples. Well, that's so essential to Christmas cakes. I'm going to be real precise with these measurements here. Or not, I mean, it is Christmas after all. What's an excess shot here or there? Next up we have some Cognac. Now, if your budget's a little bit tight, you could maybe substitute this with some brandy or some bourbon. Next up, Disarono for that sweet almond flavor, because what says Christmas cake better than almonds? This will add some much needed sugars to the drink. Yeah, for that maximum flavor. Next up, spiced rum. Pick your favorite. Or, if you don't like spiced rum, substitute it for regular dark rum. I've gone with the Kraken here, but Sailor Jerry's is also pretty good. And finally, I like to finish off with some whiskey, Scottish in this case, but if you haven't got whiskey, you could substitute it with some bourbon.
It's Dutch.
And finally, a little Angostura bitters, because it's got that Christmas cake-like flavor. So you just be as generous as you like. The first cocktail of the night will have a couple of drops. The last cocktail, maybe half the bottle. Who knows? Who knows? It's Christmas. No ice cubes in this. I like to just shake it up as it is, but you want it to be a little bit warm, and I've got it to be served in brandy glasses so that as it warms up, the flavor will subtly change as the evening goes on. And if you're thinking to yourself, there's a lot of brown liquor in that cocktail, you'll be right, which is why you can share it with a friend, because after all, it is the season. Curl up by an open fire. That's Maximum Brown.
You should learn to handle your brown.
Yeah.
Now that smells like Christmas. Maximum Brown! Delicate floral finishes. You can taste the brown liquor there. This is my own personal slice of Christmas cake. A lot of brown liquor in that cocktail. Like a brandy glass pudding. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas and a Maximum Brown to all.
Maximum Brown!